Alright guys, it is the first episode of working on the ute. Now unfortunately we don't have the hoist here, so we can't do anything that mechanical really, or we can, but I don't really want to. So what we're going to do instead is clean it up. So I've got this little Vax guy, I've had it for years, and I've got an esky over there that's full of warm water because we've got no warm water in the shed. We're going to rip the seats out, do the carpet, everything, because as you can see, it's pretty bloody grubby. So we're going to clean it, and it does kind of stink of peas. I've got some vinegar here and a drop of detergent, so we're going to use that. And yeah, wish me luck. One thing that I really like about these compared to the V and the VS is these seats are so much easier to get out. Just takes a few seconds with a rattle gun and they're out. Now I imagine this is going to be pretty bad, if I'm honest, because it has been a work cart, and because it's been sitting in a paddock, it does smell a little bit like pee, and there's very small bits of like rat poo and stuff. So we'll pull the seat out and then we'll go crazy. Yep, it is pretty grubby, but nothing we can't bring back. The best part about it being a ute is that there's half the stuff to do. $2, look at that. And remember, this ute was free, so we're $2 up. Right, well, this is the fun part. We're going to use apparently 1 teaspoon or so of this, and then 2 drops of detergent. That's what I'm going to use. Now, we can't use too much detergent because it'll just foam up like crazy, so I don't know if I'm even going to do the 2 drops just. Alright, so the way this machine works is it sprays water and then it sucks up through here all of the grubby stuff, and this is meant to agitate it. So it works really well, and lots of black stuff comes up here, and then you get to pour out the empty, dirty water. Alright, well, I don't know if it's going to look that different on camera, but have a look at the water. That is like tar. So I think we're going to have to do that again. Look at this. Gross. Gross. But it needed to be done, didn't it? It's considering the property, it would all just be farm dirt and stuff, but still, yeah.
Deputy Mayor of Melbourne as the executive.
Pretty happy with that. So while that dries, I'm going to do the seats, which I'll probably do later tonight because I've got to go soon. I'll clean up this trim, really clean up around here, clean up all down here. And then when I get back tonight, we're going to go on a bit of a buying spree. A bit of a buying spree, I think. So, or maybe not buying, maybe collecting. So I've got some of these, some new ones, because those are knackered. So we'll get some of those, and I've got good V6 Ecotech badges, so we'll put those back on. I've ordered some SS headlights because these ones are no good. Fog lights in it are not genuine, but I'm not really too worried about that because it's not really an SS anyway. I'm going to try and fix this gap. The other side's not too bad, and I think I just need to play around with that guard lining and all that stuff to get that to work properly. I've got to find some new ones of these because these are cooked on both sides. I'll give this just a lick of paint, and I'm also going to get from Holdcom a gear knob, a new gear knob because it's worn and the pattern's missing, and a new window switch because that one is knackered. So that's what I'll get from there. Other than that, the interior is pretty good. We are missing some buttons actually. I might get that fixed. Then we're going to take off that badge, and I did end up finding those hinges, so we'll get rid of those zip ties and put them on there. And the last thing, I want to get an S badge and put the standard tail lights back in and put some new wheels on. So I know I've just said a lot of stuff, but that's what we're going to do. Yeah, lots and lots of things. But there's nothing really major, just cleaning and tidying up. It's very satisfying doing this. Like, I mean, have a look at it already. I'll just looks $1 million. It smells a lot better in here too. So just because of it's been sitting on a shed. Actually, one thing we will do is I've got some of this fabric spray. So I'll just chuck some of this down, just on this back carpet thing. All right, it's the next morning. It's time to do these seats, and as you can see, they're not terrible. They're in good nick, but they are pretty dirty, and there is a little bit of mold right underneath there. However, good news is this come out awesome. This is really, really good, and it smells so clean in here. So we still need to clean all this up, just not the carpet, but we're going to save that until these are done so that I can sit in there and do it. Yeah, let's get stuck into this. Of course, I need to take a photo for social media. There we go. Done the first run. Have a look at the difference there. That's the driver's seat, and that's our passenger. That is crazy. Obviously, this one's wet. We're going to do this one, and I probably won't film it because it's a lots of cleaning content. But all right, well, while that stuff dries, we're going to replace these. I hate these. I'm sorry, Dean, but these have got to go immediately. Unfortunately, we do have the standard ones that came with the car. So these are the original ones. They're actually unique to the VU and the Series 1 VY. And they're not perfect. This one's a bit rougher, but they're pretty good. They're going to go on. So let's pull the old ones out. You know, the response to this car has actually been quite interesting online. A lot of people seem to be in favour of it. It's gotten hundreds of thousands of views so far on my Instagram and stuff. So there must be some, I don't know. People like these cars. I know they do. I like them. I like them too. Of course, there's a million people saying, should have got a V8 and all this stuff. Well, you know what? You're probably right, but the car was free. I mean, it's pretty hard to complain. And the fact that it's a 5-speed manual is really cool. And it's an honest car. You know, that's the other thing that I really like about this particular one. So I'm really happy with it, guys. And we're really going to turn it around, make it a decent spec. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of these terrible taillights. Yeah, not for me, these lights. But they were the thing to do back in the day. I fully accept that, you know. Same with the Monaro bonnet and headlights. The bonnet, I actually don't hate the bonnet, if I'm honest. I'm really happy that the car doesn't have a Monaro front. These are pretty easy to get out. You just got to peel back the, I won't film in there, it's just so dark. You just got to peel back the lining and we're almost out. I know this is only a small thing and I was hoping to actually have the hoist already, but just all these small things really make a big difference. So this taillight's garbage, all the things snapped off, but because those are on it, that means that these ones are relatively good condition. There we go. Now we don't have any globe for the taillight, but that's okay. Just something else to add to the list. Oh yes, that. Right, I don't have any fishing wire, but I do have some brickies string. So I'm just going to try and, yes. There we go, there's one S. We'll go grab the other. Now, I have actually ordered some parts. I've ordered a new shifter. The Brit's pretty good, but the rest of it, what's going on about this? The rest of it's not great. And I've ordered a new window switch, so I'm probably not going to go too crazy cleaning that but I have retained the old rubber, the old boot shift, because it's not too bad. One thing that's crazy is the just the difference of smell in here. It is like literally like a new car. And again, I'm not a detailer and I don't pretend to be, but just doing all this stuff is just so satisfying. I'm just wiping everything down, just wiping it all down, and you know, just a quick video just while we're doing this. Today I launched my VT raffle giveaway trade promotion thing, and it has gone genuinely insane, guys. I don't know what to say. So thank you guys if you're watching this and you've bought into it. And if you don't know, I am raffling, or trade promotion, kind of the same thing, this VT Calais over here. And I won't go too into it in this video because that's not why you're watching it. But in case you're wondering, it's not something I want to do all the time. If I'm honest, it's been very, very challenging working in the shed. Really challenging, actually, over the last few months, trying to figure out how it's all going to work. And I realized that, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give something up that I don't want to. And that's sort of where the VT has gone. But it's crazy, guys. I can't believe how many people are buying it. Only 1,200 entrants, so that's exciting. But yeah, so thank you very much if you're following along, and if not, that's okay too, obviously. So thank you very much for just watching and being part of the journey at all, and making what I'm doing possible. But working on this ute, this is what I want to be doing more of, and I will do the occasional review as well. But I do love working on the old ute. I do love it. So I have to be honest, I do really like the VU S-Pack seats, and I don't know, I just think they suit the car really well. I'm just gonna definitely keep those in there. These seats are in. I've still got to put the trims on there. Interior's looking great. One little bugger though is, as I was putting this in, I accidentally broke that. I believe I have one though in my other shed, so we'll swap that. But even if I don't, it's not the end of the world, but we will find one of those. They always break. In fact, I might even have one in here, and I think I've got a wood grain one, so I might put the wood grain one in this car and that one in here, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, it smells way better in there. It's not even close. I did use some of this as well, just on that back shelf. And I think I might have missed one of the headrests, so we'll give that a spray. Probably this one too. And then just gonna give the trims in here a wipe. Alright guys, the next thing that we're gonna do is spark plugs. Now if you remember, Easy Auto Parts provided these for us, and even better for me, they are very easy to do on the old Ecotech, although I need an extension for that. Now I had originally planned to actually do these when I was on site, but I just thought, you know what, if it runs okay, I'm just going to leave it, only because I've never had it happen, but just in case the plug snapped and it stuck, and then, I don't know, hopefully you guys get what I'm putting down. I really should have gurneyed inside here as well. I think I might do that at a later date. It's kind of gross. So there is our old one. It's not terrible, but it's almost kind of rusty. You can kind of see it. Not great. And this, guys, is exactly what I was talking about. Have a look there. Hopefully you can see it. The lead, top of the lead, I think, has broken. So That is not good, is it? Sorry about that weird lighting, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter here because, well, who cares? But it does matter if I was just about to drive lots of kilometers. And the other thing is, yeah, I'm not looking forward to taking that off, if I'm honest. Gross. Man, this engine bay is disgusting. It really, can't wait to take it to get a gurney. It is awful, especially what's under there. I'm kind of scared, if I'm honest. But I mean, other than these bits are a little bit corroded, the plugs aren't terrible, but they definitely needed replacing. So big shout out again to Easy Auto Parts for the plugs. But yeah, I'm very, very happy that we waited and didn't do them, because yeah, that would have been terrible. There we go. But yeah, once we get all the stuff on, I'm probably going to wait on the pulleys actually, because I reckon the engine mounts might need doing, and you've got to pull the compressor off and do all that stuff when you do the engine mounts, so I might do them at the same time. But yeah, let's do this. All right, our first step is we're going to clay bar it. Now, I've been very, very lucky. Someone is coming to detail it, but they did ask that we clay bar it, so we're going to do that. I've just got some Bowden Zone. It's pretty much brand new. I've used it on one panel, so we're just going to do this on the car, and let's see how it comes up. Now, I have to admit, I am no detailer. I do not pretend to be, but I do know that when you're doing the clay bar, you sort of have to do straight lines, but again, not 100% perfect. And in terms of what I'm using, I've just got some water and some soap, like car wash soap. I just thought that that would be the best. Normally I use like this deionizer stuff, but I just don't have any left, and this will do. It's really working, it's nice and smooth, so that's what we're going to use. I do know that this Ute, this isn't the original tailgate. It has had some. I think it might even be more than one. Trying to find good tailgates, like good original tailgates, especially on work Utes, pretty bloody hard. Pretty bloody hard. So I'm not going to go too hard on it there. Now, I've seen a few comments saying, you know, why didn't the original owner BHD hire do this and actually get some money for it? And you know what, he absolutely could have, absolutely. But as anyone that has had any small business or small business venture, you often, at least at the very beginning, are extremely time poor. And I haven't asked him, but I would imagine that that's the case, because from meeting him, he was very busy and he was an extremely hard worker, and doing this stuff takes a lot of time. I mean, it's probably only a 30-second clip on YouTube, but buffing and polishing and all of that kind of stuff, frankly, there's, as much as I love cars, there's more important things sometimes. You know, if you've got kids and a family and all of that kind of stuff, what are you going to do? You know, buff the Ute that's been sitting in the shed, or spend time with your kids, or start your business and all of that kind of stuff. So I think that's the answer. That's why it's an honest car that has just been given, put on the back burner a little bit, but it's already looking much better. Right, well, we are in my other personal shed, and the reason we're here is because someone is currently buffing and detailing the Ute, which I'm very, very excited about. But there is nothing worse than when someone is working and someone else is hovering over. So I will pop that back there for a second, but I hate that when I'm working, so I'm just going to leave someone to do it. But we popped back here because, if you remember, the Ute needs these, and I have some of these from that VT L67 Calais, and I've got a few engine covers here, so we'll pinch one of those. I also have some headlight protectors, which I think I'll put on, maybe, I'm not sure about that yet, but yeah, we've got a few goodies here. This is the personal shed. I haven't really shown too much of it off. It's mainly just storage, so yeah, not too much interesting stuff in here though. All the cool stuff is in the big shed, but really wanted to grab these. Very cool. This is the old paint. Have a look at that. I can't believe that. That looks absolutely unreal. And remember, we're not worrying about the headlights here because we bought those other ones, but it is unreal. And if we sneak around here, look at that. Obviously, we're just up to this point, but that is unreal. And a big shout out to Platinum Detailing Solutions for coming on site to do it, because I know, you got to come here, bring all your stuff. Yeah, I can't believe it. I mean, look at that door. That is unbelievable. So thank you, Steve. All right, it is the end of day one. Have a look at this. Look at that. That is absolutely crazy. I wish I could show you guys there, but it's so shiny, it reflects the, I mean, look at that. That is unreal. So the next stage is got to get some wheels sorted, get some other stuff sorted, but I'm going to pull this off and paint it because that is a terrible eyesore. I went and bought some paint today. This is just some pre-made stuff. It is Sting Red, it is the right color, but it's pre-made. Send that back and paint that. And if I get time, I'll do that as well. And obviously I will do these too, but just at a later stage because they're pretty cracked. The tricky part is to pop this without doing that, because it's the one thing about Commodores is the fuel flaps are actually pretty weak. So you want to pop that gasket. There we go. All right, the detailer has not long left, guys. Have a look at the Ute. It is absolutely mind-blowing. He is not 100% finished yet, but he's just had to go do something. But look at this. Look at the paint. Look at it. As a reminder, this car was sitting in a paddock since 2019, and unfortunately, because we broke those leads, I can't actually take it. I can't show you the tailgate, unfortunately, without showing you exactly where I live, but it is even better than the sides. Once it starts running again, which if you guys remember, we broke those 3 leads, so we can't actually move it. But once that's done, then we can actually take it outside, which I'll do in this video. The next thing though, is we've just had a delivery. That's right, we've got some VX SS headlights here. Now these ones, I've had a lot of people ask about what the go is with these. A lot of people said that, why shouldn't I keep them? Why am I changing them? And if you look carefully, these are actually different. These are sort of aftermarket Altezza, Monaro style, whatever you want to call it. I do not like those at all. So to pull those off, to install those new ones, the aftermarket ones, but they are SS style. That's why I haven't fixed the bar and stuff, because the bar's got to come off to do that. So it's one of the most satisfying things you can do to the front end of a car. And we're about to do it. So let's get stuck in. Oh, what am I doing? How good does that look? Now, for the slightly tricky part, oh, there's no globes in it. Now, I've just realized that I actually have no globes. So the other ones use some different globes, and I think one of them's blown, so we'll just go get a new set at a later date. There we go. Sort of. Good. Right, well, this headlight that I bought, hopefully you can see it. There is a big, there you go, a big scratch on it, and there's another one down there that is not good enough. Usually I'm reasonably forgiving, but yeah, that was brand new in box and it's damaged. So we're going to return that. I'm not going to shame a business on the internet, and it's only the driver's one. The passenger one is fine. But that's shit house. That is crap. If it was just the mark, it wasn't so bad, but there's that other really little one. Again, it's going to be really hard to show you on camera, but it's actually gone through the protective plastic. So that headlight is garbage. That's going in the bin. So I've contacted them, but yeah, I'm not happy. That's I don't know how someone would let that slide. It's obviously been dropped, and it's not during shipping because it was all wrapped up in bubble wrap. It was packaged well. I'm spewing. I'm actually really annoyed about that, but oh well, what can you do? That could definitely be a zip tie job. Alright, I'm pretty scared to do this, is to pop the sail plane. Now, these are horrendously delicate. It's an awful noise. Now, I know you might blame me. They're all for not taking precautions, but this is extremely delicate. I've taken them off before. It's just cooked in the sun, so I'm not surprised that broke, if I'm honest. What an absolute bugger. Right, well, I just broke that. That sucks, but I actually don't blame myself completely because, I mean, look, I could have been more careful, but they just get so delicate. And again, this is an old car, but it was actually taped, double-sided tape up the top there. So we're gonna have to find a new one of those. And when I get a new one of them, I've got to also get new ones of these. And that's a real bugger because I don't really mind about the paint, but you can probably see there's just a hairline crack in there. Bit of a nightmare. And if we have a look around this side, this one's completely split here, and there's a big hairline going down there. So yeah, that's a real bugger. What are you going to do? I mean, the rest of the car's pretty good. It's just that really. Alright guys, I've gone and got some new wheels from DK's Wheels, and I know what you're going to be thinking. What rims did you choose? Well, actually, I couldn't choose. So I've just got some placeholder wheels for now, just so we get the ball rolling, but I did at least get some cool ones. Hopefully you guys like them, but look, here they are. Here they are. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why did you get stockies? Well, these are 15 by 7s. So we've got, where are they? 225/60. So nice big stockies, and we've got center caps. We're just going to throw these on some nice new wheel nuts. They're going to be awesome. So these are our back wheels. And here are our 205/65s for the front. And as you can see, they're a lot skinnier. And we have a nice box of shiny new wheel nuts. How good is that? And we're not finished. And of course we have some of these. So I'm going to take the wheel off. So look, I know what you're thinking. Why are you going stockies? Well, you know what? I've always liked stockies. Always. Ever since, I don't know, they just look great, especially on utes. especially when they're nice and clean and fresh, like this set is. Yeah, I really rate them. But I don't know if it's going to be permanent, but it's always good to have a good set of stockies, and especially with the 15x7s. Yeah, really happy. Oh, I do really like these big 225s. I think they look fantastic. Done. Now for the inside. Right, well, I've ordered some stuff from Holdcom, which is pretty cool. So they have sent me a Ute window switch, which is pretty cool. So we have one of those, as mine is missing, but this is the one. Awesome. Get back to that, but this is the one that I'm really excited for. Look at that. That is a 5-speed manual gear knob, a brand new one. So let's get that on. Very excited for that one. Now I know that this is going to be fiddly, but the trick is you sort of got to, hopefully I can get it. All right, well, I need some glue. I think that's going to work, but I definitely need some glue. So we'll put that on pause, but that looks awesome, doesn't it? Looks really, really good. It feels good too, just as long as it stops spinning. You know what, I was going to do the window switch, but I forgot that this thing is broken. So we'll get a new one of them, and then we'll do that all at once. Right, and time for a final touch. There is our Holden valve caps. Look at this. Oh yeah, look at that. I know it's something small. I know it's something that's, 1%, but it's all those little, that one doesn't want to do up, but it's all those little 1%ers that add up. All right, I'm a little bit scared to take this off because I know it's going to be quite grubby. It's actually not too bad, but there is a lot of grubbiness down there, so we're going to just get my little Makita vacuum, wherever that is, and vac that up. Okay, well, good news. We did get another delivery from Easy Auto Parts, and we got some nice new leads. This is going to be great because all those other ones are broken, so we're just going to replace the whole. Oh, cool! They've sent the ones with those little metal clips. That's awesome. Thanks very much. So one thing I always do, and I don't know if it's the right thing or whatever, but it's just what I always do, is I just grab my lead, lay it out like that, and just lay it out like that, and then I just do one at a time. Try and feed it through the same way that it came, just like that. Okay, so they're all done, all new plugs and leads in. Let's give it a start. Oh, I can't wait to get rid of those. I ordered those on the first day that I bought this car. So hopefully they come very soon. But anyway, this is what I wanted to put on our standard engine cover. I know a lot of people say it traps heat and all this crap, but does it really? I mean, much better. All right, fresh day in the shed. Had a few new parts delivered, which is really cool. This is probably what I'm excited for most, if I'm honest, because I don't have to use my little stick anymore. Well, that scared me to death, if I'm honest. That snapped, which that's a shame. But I actually thought when I first come over that that had snapped, and that would have been... Oh. But obviously that means these zip ties, they're not going to work anymore. I believe I have the real metal ones somewhere, so I guess we're going to have to deal with that. Oh, that's not good. So a little bit more fiddling around, but that's all right as long as the hard lead isn't broken. That's the main thing. I can live with that. Well, it actually ripped the hinges off the firewall, but luckily it did not damage the hard lead. That's the main thing. That is the main thing. So I've got to figure out some way of doing that, but honestly it's put me in a shit mood and I really don't want to fucking deal with that, if I'm completely honest. That's what cars are sometimes. But I might do the bonnet ones, which are just here, and then that'll be it, I think. A bloody nightmare. Now, little tip, when they're buggered like this one was, you can bend it like this. But if you bend them like this, like I have here, it does ruin them. But if they're already ruined and you just need one in a pinch, perfect. And these are just cheap eBay ones. I don't know how they sell them so cheap, if I'm honest, but they do. Right, moment of truth. Right. Much better. Perfect. It's a shame the hard lid didn't go that well. I'm going to have to find another way to mount that to the back wall, but at least we had a little bit of a win. Okay guys, bit of an update on the ute. It has been banished to the corner for a little bit. We have been working on it today though. So what we have done is I've just been trying to fiddle with this. I did get it really, really good, but I drove it in through here and must have been going just too fast and I popped the bar off, which is a bugger. But the other thing that we did, and I hope it's not too dark, actually I'll just quickly shut the lights on. I've just reshuffled all the cars in the shed because the VT is going, we're getting more cars in here somehow, and the XR8 is going as well. So we're gonna have 2 more spots, but they're gonna be pretty much filled bloody instantly, which is pretty crazy. But anyway, what I wanted to show you, and I hope that it's bright enough, is after all that stuffing around, what had actually happened is the hinges had ripped straight off the frame. And I was just in the zone, and I apologise, but it is now working. Look at that. So basically what we have to do, actually I'll just jump my line here. What we had to do is all of those holes were blown out. So I've just got those drilled like 4 little holes and replaced the screws, and that's working awesome now, which is great. So it's probably just going to leave it for a little bit. I'm not sure what the next thing on this ute is going to be, but whatever it is, I do have to use both hands. There we go, because they're nice and new. But I think we're going to probably cut it there because this video is long enough. I've got a sailplane, we're getting that tomorrow. But again, I think that'll be part 2. Ute's looking really, really good. So in the next one, hopefully, we've got the hoist ready. We can chuck that up and a few little other exterior things that we're going to put on. But the ute is looking really good. Remember how it looked just a few minutes ago. Well, for me, it's days, but for you guys, it's a few minutes. I'm really happy with this car, honestly. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but she's pretty damn good. Thanks for following along with this car. I want to do more of these, absolutely, because I've really, really enjoyed it. I'm trying to buy more. Obviously, they don't always have to be free like this car was, but whether I'm trying to buy more or save ones like this, I'm looking for them every day. And I've actually bought a few just during this journey. So you're going to see those, but man, quickly running out of bloody shed space, which is crazy because this is a big shed. Anyway, thank you guys very much for following along, liking, subscribing. A big thank you to Easy Auto Parts for helping me out, and a big thank you to Holdcom for the gear knob and all that other stuff. That's the other thing we'll do in the next part. I still haven't found a pocket. So big thank you to those guys, and of course a big thank you to BHD Hire for the ute, and everyone's come together, guys. And of course a massive thank you to Platinum Detailing in Geelong for getting the ute, you know, looking $1 million. It has absolutely transformed it, honestly. Just look at it. It looks killer. So thank you guys very, very much. Thank you guys for watching, making this all possible. I might even close the bonnet there. Look at that. Thank you guys very, very much. And hopefully there's more of these to come, because I could do stuff like this until the end of time. I've really, really enjoyed it. So thank you guys for watching, and follow along for more things like this.